What's the deal, YouTube? Bringing you another video. I'm gonna be doing more up-top videos into the PS4 and everything. So let's get into this video. Today I'm gonna talk about weight. It's not the only thing you need in the MMA per se, or just any fighting organization. Okay, so let's take Dave Batista. Now we know Batista is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. You know, he's an ass kicker. He's a real man. You know, he's a tough guy. And you know, people like Brock Lesnar. What I want to say is that, you know, when Brock Lesnar went to the UFC, he didn't really know what he was doing because he thought it was all about how big you are, and that's not factual, and that's not all the way true, because when you're going into, you know, like the MMA, you know, when Batista, when he came in, you know how he was struggling because he, you know, them coming out of WWE, that being, you know, script and choreographed, and that you had to be big. I mean, that's WWE. But when you step in MMA or the UFC, it's not about how big you are. That's what I'm trying to. That's my point I'm trying to get. It's all about who can throw that jab or who can hook. It's about how quick you can throw your hands, or it's about who can do that roundhouse kick. It's like I just did. I'm gonna do it again. That's what it's about. It's about who can throw that kick straight. It's about how much accuracy you have on your kick, or can you do a snap kick. It's about you know, speed and agility. And you know, coming in, you know, a lot of these guys don't have traditional styles, so forth. You know, they teach you the basic of how, like I said, to throw a roundhouse kick, or to throw a snap kick, or to teach you the jab. You know, these type of things. You know, mixed martial arts consists of a lot of things. You know, boxing as well. You know, they consist of a lot. Like, you know, Bruce Lee being the father of MMA, because a lot of people tried to take his style because he was an all-around fighter. That's why I think, you know, Jet Li and Jackie Chan are overrated, because they all trained in the Shaolin Temple, but they were not mixed martial artists. Bruce Lee was a mixed martial artist, and he took whatever he learned and he mixed it with street fighting. So I'm just telling you that, you know, when you're in that ring, it's not about how. Now, grappling is great if you know how to grapple. You know, like wrestling. But you know, when Batista came in MMA, he didn't really know what he was doing, because he thought it was about how big you were. That's why they had to make him lose some pounds, because if you're too big, you're not gonna be able to throw that kick or throw that, because it's all about how quick your hands are, how quick your feet are, what style you're using, speed and agility. So when I throw that punch, see how quick I am. That's what it's about. Or even, like I say, a roundhouse kick. See, I'm turning around. I really can't show too much on this camera, but even when you're doing that roundhouse kick, you turn around, you pivot, or even if you're using your right hand, your right foot, and you kick around, or you know, if you do the exact opposite with your left. It's about knowing your form, knowing your style. Now, you know, these days in MMA, it may not be as much as traditional, but still, you know, they're gonna teach you the basics of how to throw a kick or to throw a punch. You know, stuff like that. Teach you, like, you know, the blocking. But, you know, as I'm saying, when Batista and them came in, he didn't really know what he was doing. He had to lose that weight. I'm not saying weight is not important, but it's really about how quick you can get in and move. Like, it's how quick you can throw that kick or throw that punch, you know. Whether you're throwing a jab or you're throwing it's all about quickness, agility, athleticism. That's a lot of good things. And not saying Batista and Brock Lesnar are not good, but I mean, it's a total different ball game with MMA and UFC. It is. You don't see too much of a style anymore in the MMA, because people kind of going in, they getting the basics, but I feel like MMA is not all the way. It consists of, you know, I know people that, you know, do boxing and MMA, I know that, but it doesn't really, they don't really use a strong style too much anymore. You don't see people using Kung Fu anymore. You don't see people using you don't see people using Taekwondo too much. You don't see people using the crane or the tiger. You don't see people using a traditional shot style anymore. Because remember when Bruce was with MMA, he started you know, him being the father of MMA, you know, he had all different kind of styles. He even had his own style called Jeet Kune Do, like wham, 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 wham. You know, the different styles that Bruce had, and that's why Bruce is better than any MMA fighter today, because he used different styles. These guys are getting in, and that's another part of the video I'm gonna put in the title for this video. You know, Bruce, you know, bought something different because he was an intellect. That's why he's the greatest of all time, because Bruce could teach you a kick. It's automatic. He could show you a kick. He could show you any type of movement. You know, dealing with martial arts, because he was all around. You know, he knew his own style that he never got a chance to permanently finish. He was an intellect. He was smart in his mind, so he knew practically any style that you mentioned. He knew it. He knew jiu-jitsu. He knew what else? You know, he did some boxing too. He knew practically any strong style that you know. He knew it, and that's why I'm saying these MMA guys are getting in. And yeah, they do the grappling. Don't get me wrong, they do grappling, and they do kicks. You know, they do the punches, but it's not firm enough to where it's a traditional style. You know what I'm saying? It's not much of that. Or like Wing Chun, they don't do much of Wing Chun. You know, that's another great style that I want to, you know, get a chance to get more into. They don't really use a traditional style anymore. That's why I think nobody can really, in this time, can compete with Bruce Lee. You know, they can't, because Bruce was using styles, man. He was using whatever style he was using. You knew what style he was using because he knew it. He trained, man. He trained, you know, and all I'm saying is that when Batista and Lesnar got in the MMA and UFC, they didn't really know what they're doing. More than when Batista, you know, got to the MMA and everything, he really didn't know what he was doing, because they thought it was about how big you are, and that's not so. You know, UFC consists of, you know, punches and wrestling and grappling, and MMA consists of, you know, martial arts styles, punching and grappling and everything. Practically the same thing, almost identical in ways, but I'm saying that these type of places, you know, these type of associations take more than just weight. That's all I'm saying. It takes speed, agility, how quick you can throw that punch, how quick you throw your feet, what kind of kicks can you do, you know, stuff like that. So that's it for this video. I'm out. Peace. See you later.